Welcome back, everybody. We are live again on the ground floor of Trenkasha as we head into the Feywild. It's been an absolute blast last week getting back into it. And tonight we will get into the sort of second session as we explore hither a little bit further. But before we do so, we have some announcements. So I'll pass over to Jez to start us off.
We have a brand new sponsor that came on board last week, Aeon Craft. Welcome, Aeon Craft. Thank you very much.
Woo!
With Aeon Craft, we'll be giving away a awesome D&D based shirt every month. Our first giveaway is coming up tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next Monday. It's going to be the last Monday of each month. Here is the shirt that's currently up for grabs. It is it's a Latinus Cube shirt. I've been wearing mine around on the weekend. And it's a good conversation starter for those who are unaware of what it is. But this is the one that's up for grabs. It's awesome. Get on there. So the way we're going to run this is that next Monday on the 28th of March, jump on our show here. We'll run the giveaway. Jump on and commit. Get in there. Subscribers got one extra entry on their on the competition. Before the show is over next week, we'll draw winners, and that will be sending your shirt your way.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
So,
No one answered. It's mine.
And shout out to Jez for the cool pop-up visual there. I like it. Nice.
like that?
We're almost like a professional stream nowadays. It's,
Almost.
It's looking far too good for my liking.
Oh, Adam, I wish that was me. Not the case. Dan, over to you, mate.
Yeah, my question is, does the model come with the shirt?
That's a pretty good value proposition right there.
No idea. No comment.
Okay.
Do you mean the small goblin trapped in the gelatinous cube? That's the model? Yes, absolutely.
Also, there's a hype train incoming, apparently.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
What is a hype train?
I don't know.
Who knows?
It's good stuff, but you need three people. You got to either sub gift or use bits. We need 3 people minimum to get that train going.
Oh, shit.
Get that hype train going. Choo choo!
I'm like out of my Twitch depth. I'm like, this is all new ground for me.
I think I may have triggered that by just like resubscribing, not realizing I'd let it lapse.
Oh, speaking of resubscribing, thanks to GM Adam and all our regulars who have been subscribing. Don't forget, with your Amazon Prime subscription, you can subscribe to any Twitch stream for free. Why not throw it to Raging Rolls, throw some support, or any other D&D stream that you are a big fan of. And
hype train and a Prime shout out. Come on, this is just way too pro right here.
It's all happening.
All the stuff.
Too much. I don't know what to do. Shit. Okay.
Hello, Amazon. I'd like to ink my 12-month.
So I'll start off quickly by thanking our awesome donators so far we are raising money for Starlight Children's Foundation. First off, I want to thank GM Adam for his wonderful donation. I see you in the chat and I see you in the Discord. You are fantastic. Second shout out is to and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. It's Neftis Nile. Thank you, Neftis Nile and GM Adam, for your donations to Starlight Children's Foundation. I don't know if anyone knows this, but Starlight also offers a wish option for sick kids in hospitals. Pretty much the child gets a wish and it's pretty much whatever they want, and Starlight funds that. So they get to pick their own wish. They get to look forward to this. The kids and their family can go out and do whatever the wish is. And the kids get out of the hospital, which is fantastic because hospitals aren't the best place. They smell. They have a weird smell. Like, everyone knows what I'm talking about. You've ever been in a hospital, you know the smell that I'm talking about. This fundraiser is going on until the 20th of April. So don't forget to donate. And if you can't donate, don't forget to share the love. And hopefully we can raise some money for some sick children.
Absolutely.
Back to whoever is next. I wasn't paying attention before.
I believe that's me. I'm going to throw it immediately to the intro. And we'll do a recap when we come back. So we'll see you all then.
36%.
We're back.
Dick nipples?
Dick nipples indeed.
Question mark.
So, where did we last kick off in our world? Anybody got some highlights from last week's session?
I'm still wondering if
Dave stole both my kills.
Yes, that was true. He's not here tonight, so surely you can make it happen this time.
Rewrite history.
Carlos is here though, which does mean there's another kill stealer opportunity.
Malkis is back, ready to Eldritch Blast everyone in sight. Wow.
Woo!
Did you?
On aboard!
Yes.
Jack's
You mean I'm
Jack's your
Not again.
And just when you thought we were professional, we
God.
strike again.
I don't know why. I'm not doing it again. I can if he needs be. All right, I'll do the 30-second version.
You've got this.
Okay. We learnt more about Hector's and Harm's stories, their backstories and motivations, and what's driving them. Or
Thanks,
getting in the way.
Inflatable.
Thank you, Inflatable.
We jumped on the inn at the end of the road, which is a walking, moving tavern to help us get our way to Downfall, which is where we believe we'll find our next clue about the location of Zybilna. Along that way, we discovered that Rafe not only drinks fermented goat's milk, but also fresh bullywug milk straight from glass, which was disgusting.
It was one step away from straight from the teat at the end of that session.
What else happened? We encountered a crashed balloon with some kind of dragon knight on top, abandoned on top. We managed
Sir
Talavar, that's right. We managed to rescue him at the cost of drawing the attention of two nasty snakes. And these are the snakes, I think, which Ralph was a bit peeved off because they were stolen kills. Talavar.
I want to do a quick correction on that note.
Okay.
He's relatively small, and as a result, the way that he was actually held there, being a winged creature, he's actually caged. So you've got yourself a little caged fairy dragon that you'll carry with you, and he's in the pursuit of freedom, but alas, no key was found at the crash site.
Bugger.
I love for that whole last half hour of the session. Then we're just like, we're going to keep you locked in here.
Yeah, it's fine. We don't even mention it. Really. It's all good.
Thank you, Angel Life.
Thank you very much. This hype is.
Oh no, what happened?
The throat is yours. Scam train.
Scam train.
What else? We ended up walking on towards Downfall at where we believe our guide Finry was going to take us. We learned of a witch called Bavlorna. I have no idea what the connection is based on that from my notes. Summer Queen, right?
Yeah. So quickly, there are three realms of Prismia, which is where the Feywild is set. So there's Hither, Tither, and Yon, which are sort of the three domains, and they're watched over by a hag coven. And the one that is sort of in charge of this particular sliver of Prismia, which is Hither, is that witch, Pavlova, or
Oh.
Pavlova. That
Okay.
word.
That one. And then continuing on, we discovered a raft, jumped on that raft to run down the river, and encountered a creepy, what turned out to be, walking hill, which warranted our attention.
And 'tis where we start tonight's session.
It
At the foot
smells.
of the hill.
I was going to say it smells of sweet-smelling fruit.
Sweet smelling fruit. Curiouser and curiouser.
By the day. While we're here, I think it's the first time we see Malkis in the Feywild.
Yeah. After killing Santa.
Yeah, as Malkis appears with you, you notice that Malkis is no longer alone, but accompanied by a ethereal-looking woman.
Hey, is this guy one of your friends? Is he a friend of you guys, or?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I've met him. I have met him, haven't I? Oh, sorry, I got very confused.
Yes. You're the
Good
fake
day.
Finray.
Good
I
day,
remember
sir.
you. I would never forget you.
It is I,
Hello.
the Fey Dragon. Do you perhaps have the key to my entrapment?
Of course.
Oh, brilliant! Well,
That's
if you wouldn't
convenient.
mind, good sir.
I'm just joking. I've got no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Dragon.
That was unfortunate and quite cruel.
Yes. Wow.
Is there a lock on the cage that looks visible and easily smashable?
It is built into the cage itself. It looks to be quite sturdy in construction.
Malkis, who is this you bring with you?
Oh, you can see her.
Yeah, she's right there.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's
Oh.
Well, I wasn't expecting this, but well, you know those times I've been talking to my sword. Well, this is her. Her name's Varasi.
She is a little
Sorry,
wave
sorry,
to you
what?
all.
Sorry, what?
Hang on.
I still can't
Hang on,
believe.
Malkis. This is very strange. I mean, we've all seen you talking to your sword, and I thought you were just a little bit cracked.
Unhinged?
Unhinged. That's right. Now you're saying your sword is a real person here.
Yes, I'm quite a bit of surprised myself. I wasn't expecting her to show up in front of you guys, at least. This is how I've been seeing her all this time. Maybe she can explain.
Indeed.
Rusty, what's going on?
I find myself feeling quite unencumbered by the bounds of the sword, Malkis.
Oh,
Fantastic. Whatever is here, it's amazing. It's like whatever was holding me back has now been taken away. Being in this space, it's both where we were and yet it's so very different.
And by this space, do you mean this room in particular, or the Feywild in general?
The Feywild. Do you understand the significance of where we are?
Not really.
We have traveled to a space that is as the world we just left, but slightly off. And we can see it in everything. Can't you see the magics? Can't you see everybody being affected by it?
Hector, you're a magician. Do you feel any different here?
I feel a little bit changed, as it were, but not physically different. No.
Malkis, can't you see the aura now emanating from Hector?
Ooh,
and
I see it.
Don't. Yeah, it's like almost like a faint shimmer through your sort of eldritch energies that sort of come out of him.
Maybe it's through your power that I'm seeing this and feeling this.
My power feels so good right now.
Malkis, I'm really got it. This is really opening a few questions for me here. So, you said before that, sorry, Varasi, that every time that you were talking to your sword, You were talking to Varasi.
Yes,
This-
correct.
Person here. We have no idea what she looks like. What?
What
am I looking at?
You want to describe your sword entity?
Ooh. Can they see her clearly?
She sort of has a purplish light, so like you could probably get the general shape. I wouldn't say it's like
Okay.
fully corporeal.
Okay. I'd say that she is a hyper attractive.
Massive emphasis.
not just mediumly attractive. She is a hyper attractive. Kind of a mix between an elf, a half elf, and a human, but not quite any of them in particular. But also semi-demonic, if that makes sense. She has two
Good
tiny
tiefling
little
energy.
yeah. Some tiny. It's like this strange mix between those different races. So she has some small little miniature horns here that don't particularly come out. Long, black, luscious hair that goes down to her feet, and she's dressed in this all black shawl, if that's the right word. It's like a dressing gown. It looks very very old, but also very luxurious.
Okay.
I would have you address me if you can hear me now, Hector.
Oh no, yes, I will. Absolutely, Varasi. But my
I feel
question's
like you talk around me. Yes. When you speak to my love, you shall speak to both of us.
I blush.
I will try to remember that, Varasi. Will you be staying with us for some time, or is this?
I've been with you for months. What do you mean?
Well, every other time you've, I guess, been with Malkis, you've been in a inanimate state as a
It is
sword.
only your eyes that have been opened, Hector. I've been beside you this entire time.
Yes, this is where the science of this is befuddling me because I'm sure I've
Malkis,
seen.
Isn't his little brain trying to comprehend the mysteries of magic so enticing?
Malkis, you've been swinging a sword around. Yes.
No. I always keep it sheathed. I would never. I would never
Not in
dirty.
public. Far
I would-
out,
yes,
Hector.
I would never dirty
your
Varasi's
vulgarness
blade.
is astounding.
Surprised you didn't cut anything off at the same time.
No.
You
Interesting.
seem overly enamored with your sword.
So has this been here the
Flash.
whole time? We just haven't seen it until now.
Yes, correct.
So it's been standing around watching us around the campsite late at night.
I prefer she, if you wouldn't mind.
I was
Oh, shit,
about to
sorry.
say. Yes.
So, just a quick question. Sorry, Miss
Yes,
Lady. Sorry, is it like just
Finley,
your
the
mouth?
second?
Just Finry is fine.
Right.
So my question is like, is it just like you and Malk is like a duo, or is there like room for like a little hair in your life?
I wouldn't say duo, more so one.
Indeed, we are but a single breath that powers two beings.
It's getting weird.
This is getting really weird. Oh, even by my standards, it's a little weird. Okay, well let's. Okay, so we're gonna check this. We're gonna check out this hill. Malkis, do you and your sex doll want to come with us?
You dare!
Henry.
Yeah.
You're lucky you share the name with my old comrade. I won't take kindly to any more dismissive comments like that in the future. I'm sorry.
Malkis, the strange company I keep for your sake.
So
It's okay.
how long has this been a thing?
For as long as he can remember.
That's true. My entire life, basically.
Well-
She's all I've ever known.
That's pretty much. Do we know that you traded in your memories up to now, ish, recently?
Well, up until I met her, yeah. Well, up until she saved me, yeah.
But that was the deal you made, right? It was the
Correct.
memories
yeah.
up until meeting her.
Probably a bit of an overpayment, but yes. Indeed.
Do you remember how you two met?
Oh, I remember like it was yesterday. It
Yes, I was crawling for my life.
You tell it so well. Go for it, my love.
I was crawling for my life. I'm not sure how. not sure why exactly, but I was crawling. I was somewhere in this
He looked
decrepit
so
old
majestic.
destroyed village. Dead trees everywhere. Then all of a sudden, I saw a hand. She reached out to me. She
And
healed
you
me.
see-
She trained me. She
You
taught
see
me.
her like miming the act as he speaks.
For the past, I believe, year or two, something like that. It's hard to remember. I've been with her, and then I joined you, however many months ago that was, and she's been here every step of the way.
Incredible. I think what I've suffered is one of those mass memory things where you think something should happen and that's what you remember, even though it hasn't. The Mandela effect, I think it's called.
A voice in your head, Hector, appears. You never did have a good memory, did you?
You're right there, Hector.
Just headaches. Just headaches. Flint.
You know they got the pills for that, right?
I didn't. If it gets worse, I'll let you know.
All right. I got some spare in my bag.
Hector, what is a Manuela effect?
The Mandela effect. It's where the collective remembers one thing that didn't actually happen. Like the tip of some electric furry yellow creature's tail being black when it's actually yellow.
I have not heard of such wonderful creatures. Malkis, have you come across the Zappy rat?
Just gonna write this down.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm sorry.
And who is this Mandela? I've lived for many centuries, and yet I know no such Mandela.
Oh, he's a very, very famous psychologist, I guess, a worker of the mind from where I'm from.
Interesting. You are full of surprises, Hector. I'm so glad we can finally discuss the intricacies of your psychology.
Varasi, I'm intrigued. I'm sure we're going to get along very well. I have many, many questions.
I look forward to finally traveling in the light with you all as she sort of shimmers in a malicious purple.
Is she wearing clothes?
Glad. Yeah.
A dressing gown,
Okay.
apparently.
A dressing gown. Bit cold, but okay. All right. Well, like I was only planning to cook for a certain. Like, do you eat or?
I only need the love of my Malkis to sustain me.
Bleh. Okay.
Listen, we were heading towards this creepy crawly hill up here, given the curiosity that it presented. I guess, let's seize the day and carry on.
For Ashley, you strike me as being a rather ancient entity, even if it doesn't show it.
Oh, you're too kind. I have been told that I look nothing like my age.
What do you know about the Feywild and the plight of the Summer Queen, Zybilnia, Blavorna? I'm just going to ask all the questions, see what sticks.
Many aspects of it, and you must understand that the times that I have had here were marred by time in my memories, but I do remember a time when the worlds were much closer than they are now, and travel was like a flutter of wings traversing through one plane to the next, as if they were but a reflection of one another. But as I see through Malkus's eyes, this is not the way it has been. The crystal occurrence being a return to form by many accounts.
Return to form? You mean
Interesting.
a form of an era long gone? This has happened before.
Oh, my dear Hector, there is so much yet you do not know, or even can begin to understand.
And you've been here for how long?
Here or alive? What is your question?
Let's go with both of those questions.
Here, probably a good, I'd say 27 minutes. Alive? Time is funny, but I was alive for, I'd say, 50 cycles of the sun. That would be quite close enough, I think. I hope
Do you
that
have a
helps.
relationship with the Feywild in terms of why it's enabling you to be here and not?
I think it's less of my relationship with it and your relationship with the truth.
Hang on a
Stop
second.
talking riddles.
Do you know anything about the circles?
Sorry, is that a question you asked her?
Yes.
Oh, the circles, of course.
Yeah, what do you know? Where do we find?
Are you a student of the circles?
Maybe.
Oh,
What?
that is good. I have noted your interest.
What circles?
As I was taught when I was younger, that there were many circles of great power that housed ancient magics. There was, when I was but a young girl, talk of a group of heroes. Definitely not anything to do with sort of milk herd animals, but they were protectors of the realms. And they used this magic in much the same way as law enforcers, the town's guard would, but at a grand scale. They were the defenders of all that was blossoming in Trankasha. And yet, it seems that history repeats itself. Look at the lot of you. But alone, you are not.
Interesting.
So you guys are all protectors?
Interesting. Trying to make
Okay. I know we're called the cows, but okay.
cows. What the hell's cows?
Yeah,
Oh.
for the two of you that didn't show up last year, does anybody want to fill them in on what the cow is?
Oh yeah, so we're known as the
Killing me,
the
Dan. Killing me.
Company of Wanderers.
Did the bunny come up with this?
Cows for short. The cows for short. Company of Wanderers.
Company of
It started out
Wanderers.
being the Wanderers, then it was the Company, and then it was the Company of Wanderers.
And
Which
here we
was-
are,
which was-
23 episodes later.
Yeah,
Finally
Cows.
with a name.
and it was so
Full
short-lived
of
as the
regret.
Company of Wanderers when Dan was like, "Yes, finally, it's the cows." It was almost like a
Cows.
master stroke of evil.
Who let the bunny name it?
And you see her turn to you, Malkis, and she holds out her hand. She says, "My love, I feel my energy fade. It's time for me
Oh,
to rest
no.
for a while."
Okay. Well, I'm glad. This is a good sign anyway. We're one step closer to getting you back to your true form.
It feels so good to exist beside you.
My heart is racing. It's
And if
It's
I
truly
had
a blessed
one,
day.
it would beat very much at this moment.
Is that the end goal here?
for me, yes. Yes,
Take
that is
on
my
the corporeal?
Oh, I would love to be able to hold Malkis in the light of day and feel the warmth of his touch and the warmth of the sun and the smell of the breeze.
Bow
Verasi,
chicka bow wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, bow chicka bow wow. Yeah.
This guy gets it.
Verasi, just for my own curiosity, so you were once of physical form, and now
Oh,
you're
yes.
one.
Oh no, precisely.
What happened in the middle? Was that just death as we know it? Or was there a different transition that occurred, such that you were able to remain beyond that moment?
It is a good question, and one that I have spent. I can only imagine millennia pondering if the timelines are anything to go by. But as time has diluted a lot of my memories, of this I only have a few truths that remain. I remember a time of darkness and betrayal. In that, I was affected, and in so doing, I became trapped in the visage of the blade that now hangs on the back of my lover. I cannot tell you what exactly it was or what it was, but I just remember intense pain and anger. And it is that has lasted the turn of time more than anything else.
Well, I'm sorry that you had to endure such suffering. And I'm sure
Much as Malkis found me as a savior in the moment of his weakness, I found again something outside of pain to see and feel, and I think he saved me much as I saved him.
Marcus starts to tear up a little. Thank you.
So,
Touching.
Finry's been around the block a little bit, like in the Feywild, and he's also new to this. All of his animal senses are just like, something's wrong here. Can I like try and read if this is like something bad or good?
Sure. Like a sense of good and evil. What are you trying to do here?
Like an insight check, but I just want to say, can I just roll an
cool.
insight check? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Harm, just while you're rolling that, Harm's just been sitting around watching all of this happen, and I've got a passive insight of 17.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Am I believing her story that she just told?
I'll get the roll from Dan, and we'll see what we can narrate for both of you.
15.
Yeah. So by all accounts, she seems to be quite genuine. Finry, you pick up from her a genuine connection to Malkis, and I'll give you Harm. You sort of sense that, but you also get a secondary feeling. It's almost like an itch of there's more to this person than she's letting on necessarily. There's a depth here that probably you're uniquely able to see, given your affinity with magics of the necrotic persuasion. You know, she is a being of obviously being brought to life beyond the body, and there's a bit of that helps you see through necessarily the simplicity that she's putting on.
Do I get a sense that she's using him?
I feel like you can quite, like, if you were sitting around the table and one of your mates came up to you and was like, "This is my new wife. We met like a month ago. She's the only thing I've ever wanted, and like I've already committed to like buying her a new car." You get the same
Getting her
sort
a
of
green
vibe.
card.
Getting
You
her
get the same
citizenship
vibe
sorted.
here. It's almost too good to be true, but you know, your friend really is like enamored with this person, and it's really hard to like get them to see the complexity. And the worst part is like she never leaves, so it's like you can never get like that one-on-one word with him. I'd say that's pretty much all of you can get that without needing to really roll for it too much.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
As you guys are chatting as at the foot of this hill, and you sort of begin to wander your way sort of towards it, can I get someone that's taking the charge to make a perception check?
I'll give it a go. I'm keeping my ears well trained on any possible dangers that may arise. 19.
You're our guide here, Bunny Man.
I am a guide, apparently. Yeah. 19.
Excellent. So, with the was it 19? You said.
Yes.
You walk along the hill, the foot of which and much of the lower base covered in trees. And as you walk past them, you get the eerie feeling that they are watching you. Although you sense that and are wary of it, they don't seem to make a move as you walk past.
Interesting.
Do you do anything with that information?
I'll just relay back to you. Hey guys, just stick to the path. Don't wander off. Don't touch the trees. Don't wee on the trees. I'm looking at you, Rafe. Rafe, put it away.
Who, me?
Rafe, just clip the nails. You don't need to scratch the trees. Just clip them. It's healthy.
Can I take a sample?
You can definitely try.
Do you have a death whip?
Finry,
No,
is there
good point.
cause for us to be on guard or concerned right now?
Not yet. Just be careful.
Smile and wave.
Smile and wave. Yep. We know what we're doing. We're meant to be here.
I think it'd be fun if you do try and sample one for research's sake, if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'm imagining that, like, whilst I'm talking with Hector, Flint's just in the background. They're about to jab something into a tree.
Is that something that your
I
character
was.
would do?
After that comment, I sort of backed off.
You hear a low rumble of a voice come from the tree that you were about to sample, and it says, "You wouldn't want to do that, friend." As the willow trees around you begin to sway in a breeze that isn't there.
Creepy.
Finry, is this what you meant? Be wary of?
Yep. Don't fuck with the trees.
I take a few steps back and sort of cower behind Rafe a little bit.
You are welcome to our hill, as long as you mean it no harm.
No, we'll just we'll float.
Do you know your way around?
I am the hill, and the hill is me.
So you can see all around?
You could say I know it like the back of my hand.
Okay.
Where are we?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Thanks.
You find yourself atop Telemi Hill. We are a hill that transcends space and for some interests, time as well. We are here one moment, gone the next.
Cool.
How long are these moments? Did you have a name, Mr. Hill?
I am just Telemi Hill. I do not have the same need to name myself like the mortals do.
Can we give you a nickname? I was
You
thinking.
can do as you need.
Okay, Mr. T.
I pity the fool.
Then we had that one come in.
How long were you normally like? I'm concerned. There's lots of crazy things going on today, Mr. T, and I'm just concerned that if we wander your paths here, that we'll disappear and end up somewhere else altogether.
Fear not. In this moment, I abide by the laws of this land, and one of those, as your good friend would have told you, is that of hospitality. While you do me no harm, I will ensure that you are safe and find yourself a way out, back into the swampland.
Can I give it some water? Just like pour a bit of water next to it?
You sure can.
I'm gonna do it.
You pour out the water, and it pulls slowly around like the base of one of the trees, and the water seeps into the ground, and you hear like a little cat licking it up. Mr.
Rafe,
T
man, it's not
says,
for you.
"I am so taken aback by your gift.
Nice.
As the law of reciprocity stands, you shall find a gift awaiting you at the top of my hill."
At the top of his hill? Are we going that way?
Yeah, well,
The
maybe
path has
well.
sort of slowly been winding its way up that way.
Well, I guess we're gonna
We
keep
are
going.
now. There's
Oh.
gifts
Yeah.
at the top of the hill. I hope they're not like Santa's gifts. They were not cool.
Hopefully.
Hey,
Wait, I thought that
I
was a
tend to
dream.
keep like eating like murderous gifts as like a once in a while thing. You know, I don't want to overdo it.
So Flint and Malkis, just so you guys are aware, few rules. Whilst you're here in the Feywild, there's the rule of hospitality. So when a friend, enemy, or stranger enters your home, you're expected to be gracious and accommodating to them until such time as they prove by their words or action undeserving of such hospitality. Hence why Mr. T here is not, drowning us in the swamp currently.
Makes sense.
The other thing that you need to remember is you must not steal from a friend, an enemy, or a stranger. To say take something that doesn't belong to you without the rightful owner's permission is a crime and an unforgivable breach of etiquette. So, hands in your pockets. The last one is the rule of reciprocity. I can't pronounce the word. It's really hard.
Rule of gift giving.
Rule of gift giving, yes. So when you gave him the water flint, that was the rule in effect. So when a friend, enemy, or stranger offers you a gift, you are obliged to accept it and offer something of comparable value, be it a gift or a service, in return.
But
But
my
does that
value
happen
is
straight
free.
away? But still, a gift for a gift.
You
So-
are new here, friend.
Water in a drought is anything but free.
This man gets it.
Oh, Harm, I didn't notice you were there. You scared the crap out of me. I thought that smell was the swamp.
I look at Mr. T, and Harm just says, "Mr. T, knowing the rules of the Fae, if I were to find fruit on a tree as we walk by, and took a piece, would that be a concern, or is that okay?"
While you are at my invitation, you shall not be hungry upon my grounds. Take freely of what I give to you, and be happy.
You are more than gracious.
The ground beneath you begins to shake very gently.
An earthquake.
I think perhaps we should start moving again.
Yes, let's continue on. We are going in. I stopped for a second. My ears just.
Straight
This way.
up the hill.
Funnily enough, that's where my ears are pointing.
Funnily enough.
Basically.
Well, guess we start heading that way.
As we walk up there, I wanted to have a quick word to Harm. I know you've been keeping a check on this book of yours, or as we kind of found out recently, this list of people or things which need judgment called upon them. I was just curious, does that list also contain creatures like trees or other more inanimate objects? Still living? Animals, say?
It's an interesting question. You might remember, Hector, the boule from our very, very early gatherings and adventures together. The boule was in my book. It shone brightly, and I brought judgment upon it as a tool of the great Anubis. His wisdom, far beyond mine. But knowing he needed that boule removed from the playing board is my mission.
Does Rafe hear any of that?
I don't know. I wasn't whispering, just talking quietly.
How close were you?
Oh, we're next to you, wasn't holding your hand or anything, but close enough to have a
All right.
conversation.
I whisper, again trying to be stealthy. What about the name Verasi?
Interesting point.
Are you asking me to check my book?
Well, would a creature
Maybe
of
not,
that
maybe not
kind,
now.
would a creature of that kind who is neither living nor dead
Are you
exist
trying
on
to
it?
be how far away are you from Malkis in this moment?
don't
I
know.
assume I wouldn't be standing right next to them, right?
I see this as more of a question of science and interest rather than trying to be a saboteur.
Oh yeah, by the way, is your
Well-
girlfriend on like a hit list or something? Like,
Yeah.
where's the standing?
The way that I see it, Hector, is that all things are on the board, whether they're alive or dead. I mean, I can bring bones back to life and they would be on the board. Are they alive or dead? It's not for decision. What we need to know is that we can trust in Anubis. He is playing out a plan at a cosmic level, and anything on the board can be taken off the board, including something that's undead, something that's stuck in a sword, something that talks in someone's brain. Anything can be taken off the board.
Keep
You
reading
just-
up, yep.
You just need a
Just taking some notes.
you just need a name, right?
I just need a name.
Well,
I have a name
when you get a
for
sec,
you, Harm.
where is he?
You as you've studied your book, coming into here, the main name that now stands jutting out at you is Bavlorna.
Bavlorna?
Bavlorna.
It's the witch of downfall. The witch of downfall.
The witch
Barassi
of
may or
Down.
may not be on a list. It may or may not be in a book, but it's not my current focus.
Pavlova.
I'm definitely on a list.
You're not allowed in 500 feet of a school in the Fae. Is that what you're talking about? Or?
Not the school, the teachers.
I thought it was the kitchen.
Hey, my cooking's fucking awesome. You insult my cooking again, I'll drown you in the fucking pot.
Let's just say his cooking has kept Hector moving.
I never said your cooking was bad.
You guys are all approaching the top of this hill. With your perception, Finri, as you're guiding the party, you catch a glimmer of light, like light hitting chainmail, as it bounces off multiple pieces of metal, and just as quickly as you see it disappear deeper into a crack at the top of the ridge that you now approach.
Hang on, guys. Cows, halt. Sorry,
I realized just trip over Finry because I wasn't expecting him to just stop all of a sudden.
Ow! Shit, my foot. Ah, fuck. Shit. Ow. This is why I need
Sorry,
shoes.
man. I wasn't expecting you to stop.
Well, yeah, I'm leaving. Okay, anyway. All right. Just hang back for a hot second. I'm just gonna stealth up to the crack.
Can I just a sec? I just need to read something before you do anything further.
Do you want to read it out loud for the class?
Yeah. I'm just looking at Storm Rune. I've never used it before. But you can invoke the rune as a bonus action for 1 minute to enter a prophetic state until the state ends when you or another creature you can see within 60 feet makes an attack roll, saving throw, and ability check. Can give advantage. I would like to stay within 60 feet of Finri and invoke the Storm Rune, please.
Awesome.
Okay.
Let's get that stealth roll there from you. 26,
Here,
very good. The Storm Rune activates as you see. Funnily enough, the Storm Rune allows Finri in something that you've never seen before in all of your experimentation, but he seems to be sort of glowing with electricity almost, as if a haze, as he sneaks forward towards the ridge.
As he's walking up, he's just thinking to himself, noticing the spot, the lightning. It's like for some reason the name Khalil pops in his head, and he just ignores it and keeps going.
You hear a thunder in the distance.
And I say, make it quick, Rabbit. You've only got 60 seconds.
That's all I ever need.
So, worn steps lead down into what feels like a cellar. you feel a bit chilly in here, and you detect the subtle scent of iron in the air. From a distant spot within the chamber, sputtering candles illuminate a multitude of keys dangling from taut strings that crisscross the walls. Hundreds of other keys lie strewn across the dirt floor. As you take in the scene, you hear the sound of keys jingling as a little goblin emerges from the dimness. She wears a coat lined with metal keys and carries a flail that has padlocks for heads. She sees you in the startle of the candlelight, and she says, "Oh, how might Jingle Jangle unlock a bit of happiness in your lives today?"
So is this so this is like I've gone up to the crack and it's led me down into here?
Correct.
All right. I'll lick my hand and like pat back my ears.
Oh, shit.
Tighten my tidy myself. Well, hello there. Sorry, what was your name?
My name is Jingle Jangle.
Jingle Jangle. Very nice.
And
to
then
meet
she
you,
like
Jingle.
swishes her body, and she's like, "See?" And like all of the keys just like jingle and jangle all around her.
Oh, that is so lovely. My name is Finry Flathop. I was just walking over here and I noticed the shining lights. Little did I know that the lights were just pale and compared to the radiance of your beauty.
You're very sweet. You're not part of that band of brigands that are going around the swamp stealing memories from people, are you?
No, we would never do anything like that. The cows are honorable people. Well,
You've got cows with you.
no. We're called the cows. The company of wanderers. But that's a lot to say. So we just shorten to the cows like a lot of the
That's
time.
pretty catchy, actually.
Yeah. And then, we get into fights, or we get into an argument with someone. We're like, "Hey, man, you don't have a cow, man." But yeah,
You've just unlocked a little bit of happiness in me.
I can see that. I'd be happy to help you unlock some more happiness if you're down for it.
Oh, I'm not sure quite what you mean. What are you trying to say?
Can we hear like an echo of this conversation?
I don't think she's trying to be subtle at this stage, but depends if you guys are listening at the crack or not.
And look, I was within 60 feet, and the moment that Finry's gone and mentioned we and the company, and it's like, yeah, he's blown any stealth advantage we had. He's just announced this to the world.
So we've got here a question from the chat whether I'd be open to changing the name of Pavlova to Pavlova. And I will say that as long as in the next week somebody subscribes to the Patreon, I will gladly change it to Pavlova from now forward.
There you go, people.
That's not an offer for us all today.
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Thanks, Sanson. And
Yeah.
sorry if I butchered that. Yeah. So she says, "Well, I'm not quite sure what you mean, but I love happiness and I love keys."
Well, it just so happens, and I'll reach into my pocket. I'm sure I have like a key at some point in my travels.
Roll a sleight of hand check to see if you were able to like pilfer one in your history. It's like part of the like random junk that you would have sort of found
19.
along your way. Yeah, you've got a key.
Well, just so happens I have a key to happiness right here.
Can I have it?
Well, you understand the gift of reciprocity.
Yes, it's what we were all taught from a very young age.
Yes. Well, we can talk favors later, and I'll hand her the key.
Thank you so much. And your name was Finry?
Yes, Finry Flathop, cook extraordinaire.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Extraordinaire. And you see her like find somehow an empty piece of like string still on her clothes, and she ties like a little knot around it, and you see it like on her like breast is just like this nice little key that's like on a place of pride and joy for her, as she like continues to like play with it and just like jangle it around a little.
So what is exactly this place here?
Oh, well, I was sort of trying to stay alive the other day. Those brigands were pretty bad people, and they attacked me while I was trying to find truffles. I really love truffles, and I came here and found this space, but I am pretty hungry.
Hungry, you say? Well, it just so happens, and I reach into my bag of pantry, and I'm like, oh shit. Well, I don't have any actual truffle, but I've been brewing this truffle brie. It's just it's been in there for a little bit. I don't know if it's quite ready yet. I don't have any crackers, unfortunately, but it is quite nice. It goes really good if you get like some like sparkling wine with it. It's quite nice.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Can I have some?
Of course.
Do you give her the entire wheel of brie?
I do not give. I'll give her like a portion. I'll get out my from my arsenal of kitchen utensils and stuff. Little one of those little soft cheese knives.
Nice.
And I'll cut her like a generous portion, but not the entire wheel. And I'll hand it over to her.
How oozy is it?
Sorry?
How oozy is it?
Ooh,
Like, it's
good
a brie.
question.
Is it just as you've made the cut? Is it just starting to sort of dribble?
So I would say so. So the bag of pantry, the bag of pantry is pretty airtight. But as soon as it hits, temperature controlled, and as soon as it hits the swamp air, it starts to ooze a little bit. The humidity
She takes the piece gently at first, and the second like your hand clears from her, you just see her just as she just like munches on it like and just devours it, and you see her like a little bit of the brie off of her little goblin lips, and she says, "That was lovely. I could taste the truffle. Where did you find that?"
Oh, I made it myself.
No.
I just it was actually I managed to make it with some goat's milk. I came across a goat that needed to be milked, and and I had some truffles. So I thought, let's give it a go. Oh, sorry, you got a little bit of, and I was like wiped some of the brie from the side of her mouth. That's okay.
All my keys are rusty. I can't really use them to see myself very well.
No, you don't have a mirror or anything?
Not here. I don't really know what this place is, but it's been very good to keep me safe.
Yes, Mr. T is very kind. Mr. T, Telemi Hill is the name of the person who is this hill.
I didn't know that this was a person. And then she leans down and she pats the floor and she says, "Thank you, Mr. T."
Yes, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised you don't have a mirror, but then again, you might get lost in your own beauty, and that would be a shame because then I wouldn't have had a chance to meet you.
You are a unstoppable flirt.
I only speak the truth.
Are we all down there? Where is everyone?
Well, you guys are all outside.
We're all outside
What's
waiting.
going on?
We're having this conversation.
We've stacked Scooby-Doo style out the front of the cave, waiting to be introduced.
You said it'll last 60 seconds.
Eventually you guys do wonder what has happened to Finry if you do want to wander in.
I walk down. Come on, he can't be. If he's been this long, he's either in trouble or he's just mucking around with us.
I feel like this has been Finry.
All that.
You will
Only Finry is a dead Finry.
Hey.
So yeah, you guys see that
Wow.
Jingle Jangle is in here, and she looks at you and she says, "Oh, more friends? Are they your
Yes,
friends?
Yes, they are. These are the rest of the cows. And I
Hi, cows."
I kind of
Please don't call us
look
that.
at the group. I look at the group, really annoyed that I've been god blocked.
Gross.
I hold up
Oh.
our friend Mr. Taliver, who's still locked in his cage, and I rattle it a little bit more vigorously than
he's like,
yeah.
please, stop, please. No, none of that. Thank you.
With all those keys you've got.
God, why would you shake me, man?
Quiet.
Give me 1 second, please. Okay, sorry. Yes. If you would have let me speak, my good dear goblin, and she says, "Jingle Jangle, sir. How did you come to that beautiful silver key you have hanging up on the mantle there?" She sort of turns to it. She says, "Oh, that's right. I think it's yours, sir." And he looks down at his lock and he says, "Where did you happen to find the key that my captors used to trap me in here?" And she turns and she goes to grabs it from the wall. She says, "I saw a pretty key, and I just had to have it." And she like as she walks up, do you like lower the cage down, Rafe?
Sure. I'll put it down
She walks up
little-
to it.
a little bit too firmly on the ground.
Oh, not again. Oh, God. You have the grace of a cat that should never have been born.
Do you want out of this cage?
Sorry. It was just a gut reaction. It's my gentlemanly nature is usually good enough to keep me away from saying things I regret, but I feel so sick. And recovering slowly, she goes and she quickly unlocks the cage, and he wobbles out, kind of like he's dizzy from his adventure under your care, and he sort of falls his little hands onto the ground as he catches his breath, and he looks up at the at Jingle Jangle. Thank you, miss. That was mighty kind of you. And what about the rest of you? How can I unlock a bit of joy for you all?
What else is in this room we're in right now? Is it just one in and one out?
Yeah,
Okay,
so by the quick looks of it, but as Flint walks in the room, you hear a bit of that rumble again. And you can see, as you do, it seems that where there might have once been a shadow, you now see an indent in the wall. And it seems to have formed a stone handle on it.
Oh, definitely go up and touch the handle.
I'm not sure about it. Should we?
Who's taking the charge?
I will definitely go and do that because this Finry hasn't learnt the lessons. Of
Someone
the other
stop him!
Finry.
Stop this man!
Yeah! Handle! Yes!
As you go to reach for it, you find that the door swings freely, opens perfectly out into a staircase, and as it opens, you see poof, 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 as fire begins to light on braziers
Ooh, that's
that
cool.
are heading down into the staircase.
I want to turn to the Jingle Jangle and say, do you know what's down there?
I have no idea, sir. My keys never got me there before.
Did you want to come down with us?
Oh, I compared to you with debris and those people out there ready to kill me, this is a great option, sir.
Yes, definitely. We can go down together.
Let's go.
Hold out my hands to lead her down.
She says, "No, I can walk, thank you. I'm a fully sort of like adult goblin. I'm fine."
Rafe, do you think
Finry told.
I kind of nudge. I want to nudge Rafe and say, Rafe, do you think you should be going first?
Yeah, you're the agile one.
Yeah.
I agree. Hector's right.
He's
Off you
already
go,
taken the charge.
Next time, Rafe. Next time.
Sure. I will follow in close third.
Nice.
I guess
So
off we go.
you guys are following down, and the staircase keeps going for some time. You guys feel it gets drier as you get down into the depth, as well as cooler. You feel a lot of that moisture begin to disappear as you head down into the depths of this space. As you finally get out to the first landing, who was it, sorry, that was taking the lead?
I will.
Okay, so Finri, you notice immediately that this space is useless. All that's down here is shelves of nothing but old pieces of paper. There's no magical ingredients, there's no cool trinkets. It's just what looks to be an abandoned lot of just trash.
Do we all see this at this stage?
No, it's just Finnery leading down to the bottom of the staircase.
It doesn't look like there's anything really here, just a bunch of trash. I mean, some people like hoarding is a big thing, but like it's not too bad. It's not really out of hand. It looks like Mr. T has it under control, but it's really weird that there's so much paper down here.
Flint,
Paper.
it is almost a wave of nostalgia that hits you before you even see it.
Jesus.
You smell that parchment. You smell the same smell as you did back at the university, of the rooms filled and the archives filled with knowledge.
Ooh,
And,
knowledge.
It's the same smell again here that seems to be emanating from ahead of you.
Oh, further ahead. Interesting. I'm definitely going to keep going.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're not quite at the
Maybe
base of the
faster.
stairs yet. So yeah, you as you get to the
Come
front, you see the same thing as Finnery, but from your perspective, you see tomes of knowledge and scrolls.
It's a gold mine.
It is a library, a lost library, the lost
even better.
library of Ptolemy Hill, matter of factly.
Whoa.
Is there this big sign there that says that, or?
You have a feeling in your heart that this is
Okay,
what this
cool.
is. A
How
gut
brightly
feeling.
lit is it?
As you all begin to walk in, you just see doof, 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 as if sunlight is streaming from the ceiling upon the shelves that stretch out ahead of you.
I gotta say, these automatic lights are fantastic.
magic.
So Rafe doesn't need to grab a scroll and stick it in a brazier for.
Is there any
No.
books or scrolls that sort of catch my eye, or anyone else's eye by any chance?
Make an investigation check.
Just while he's making that check, I just I put my hand onto Hector's shoulder, and I just say, Hector, look, we haven't had the greatest luck in combat. We're stuck in the middle of nowhere here. We're suddenly down in a deep, dark, well, getting a little more lit, but I've got a bad feeling. Just stay close to me, and you'll feel much better about everything, I promise. And I cast Warding Bond on Hector. So you've got +1 and bonus to AC. You get a bonus to saving throws. You have resistance to all damage.
Jeez.
That's pretty good.
Oh.
Anytime you take damage, though, I take the same amount of damage.
My roll's not coming up.
Yeah, it is. The first one was 6.
Yeah, it's 6 and
The
Okay.
second one was 9. Nice.
Is there a Dewey system or something that we can see?
It's
that
rigged.
unfortunately doesn't spawn in front of you. There seems that whoever built this library had a understanding of where things are that is missing from its currently unoccupied space.
Sweet.
But with the 6, you
See
find
nothing.
a book that actually sort of is interesting to you, and it is the mirror of the Feywild that is strewn across its cover. And as you quickly read through it, you get confirmation of a suspicion that you've had. As you were looking around the Feywild and the space that you occupied, you recognized a lot of the landmarks being very similar to where you grew up. Obviously completely different, but there was a mirroredness to the space that made you think of home. And it confirms it here that this Feywild is the opposite of your world, a mirror to what you grew up in, where
That's cool.
things that are normal there are wild here and vice versa. And that there seems to be, at the time of the writing, many ways to find yourselves to and fro between the Feywild and the realm of your upbringing. So you are more than welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. There's no real rush to get out. I will inform you all as you make your decisions of how to progress, that time spent here is different to time spent in your, like, the reality that you just came from. They're not one-to-one, so it is just something to take into account when you make your decisions, is that if you spend a lot of time here, even more time proportionally will pass back where you're from.
But do we know that though?
Not necessarily,
Like
but
characters.
I would feel quite bad as a DM if I did not warn you that that's probably the biggest risk to spending.
So
time.
you said this is like the first flight, right?
Yeah, no,
got
so
all
you
the way
guys,
down
you're
yet?
pretty much now into the library proper. There are other small sort of staircase things around, but for the most part, you found the treasure that is the library.
This is definitely a treasure.
If you guys have time and Mr. T doesn't mind so much, I can make us a little snacky snack and we can have a little bit of a rest.
I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So what I will do, and just for the sake of time, however many probably days you want to spend here in the space, you can obviously explore the island, the rest of you who don't want to read, but I'll give you one investigation check per day spent to uncover knowledge from this space. But there's no negative connotations except time passing. So that's just something that you should just take into account when you make your decision.
Just to be clear, you're talking about time in the library different to time outside the library on the top side, but time in the Fey could also be traveling different to time in the not Fey plane.
That's the more important context.
Great. Just double checking there. Just double
It's like
checking.
this is like the
Just
second
tell
level
her.
Inception.
Yeah.
Everything.
Just double checking how many levels deep we are. Just got the spinning top rolling. Just making sure.
Every 7 seconds spent here is a year back on. Gotcha.
This little move's going to cost us 17 years.
Hector is very keen to have a look around for anything on immortality.
Yes, I will let you also investigate while you're down here.
Finry,
Anybody else investigating?
Finry will, if he can, he's not super fussed about it if he doesn't find it, but trying to figure out which of the hags has which of the items he's after.
Yeah, I've been
well
thinking about that all week. Is like, which of these hags has like the right ingredient? Trying to like sync them up with the right encounters.
And in the meantime, he'll if Mr. T doesn't mind, he'll be like just chilling, having a bit of a rest, smoking some of that sweet bay leaf.
Malkis.
Making food.
Oh.
I'm sorry, and making
All good.
food. I was just gonna say.
Malkis will be looking up anything to do with some being stuck in another object and then coming back to their true form from that object.
Nice.
Specifically swords if it can, but we'll be general about it. Yeah.
Amazing.
And if
All right,
if
cool.
he comes across any book, History of RC Volume 1 or 2.
Yeah, cool.
We'll,
Like
read
just
that.
like a real one-to-one
Yeah.
writing.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Malkis picks out the book Aladdin and's like, nah, fuck that. Rafe would like to look for anything that might refer to his home plane.
Awesome.
Or just planar travel in general.
I'm really actually going to be looking for something that's going to tell us where we can find a circle, maybe. in where we are currently.
Okay, this is so great. This is awesome.
And Harm is actually going to sit down and take his glove down a little bit and let the snake that he took last week just slide out onto his hand. He's just going to whisper to it. Just going to little whisper and then place it on the ground and let it wander off. And Harm is letting the snake trying to suss out anything to do with undeath or any either a book on undeath or any undeath or undead essence in the library.
Nice.
One last thing that Finnery would definitely do, because he's a little bit concerned, is because he doesn't understand. He's dealt with Fae and Fae creatures and like all of that stuff. He understands all of that. He doesn't understand God so much, so he might do a little bit of reading about what's an Anubis. Why does someone? Why would one of his followers, be slowly losing their flesh? And yeah,
very fair. Very fair.
You end up with a book of skin conditions.
Yeah.
Turns out it's just like
dermatitis. This is great.
Psoriasis.
Dermatitis for dummies.
Great. So the next question is, and I'll leave this up to Flint because of this was the one of the things I've built for Flint into this world.
Yes.
You can tell us how many days that you would like to spend here. The more days, the more chances of success. But obviously, consequences yet unknown.
I really want to stay like 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
So two chances?
Yeah.
You want to lock it in? There's that'll be it. There's no extending it. It's like
Can
a
we get a vote?
You want to pull it out. You can in character consult with people how long you plan on staying there. That's pretty much what you're doing here, right? Like, all right, let's stay here
Pretty
3
much.
days.
So, fellas, I'm really enjoying this, but how long do you guys actually want to spend in this library?
I could stay here for a very long time. But
So would I, but obviously we can't stay here forever.
You guys do have, we have shit to do. Like apparently, well, you guys do. I'm just along for the ride.
What if there's a way we can set up some portal or something here that we can just always just come back?
Actually, oh no, no, wrong Finnery. He doesn't know that shit.
Look, we definitely need to find out more about the circles in the Fae and then how we get there. But like, if we rush this and we just spend days and days searching for something because we've gone the wrong way, that's useless to us. I mean, maybe just one extra day, maybe just like 3 days searching.
Wise.
I was thinking 2 days would be enough, but 3 sounds even better for me.
DM, would Finnery be aware of the time dilation between the regular world and the Feywilds?
I think much like they weren't aware of it from their world. Like you only really get it when you get the context of being in the other world, right?
Yeah.
So
okay.
I don't think you would have traveled much.
I haven't been outside of the realm yet because I have to master the cooking in this universe before.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm pretty easy, guys. I'm pretty well stocked up. Mr. T has been helping a lot. I've got a lot of salad at the moment. I actually managed to. I got some feta and some black olives.
You just see Jingle Jangle with a block of feta, putting it down in the background as you talk.
I was going to ask what's Jingle Jangle doing in all this time?
Just looking for a book about keys.
She's just having fun, having good company. She's she'll be talking to each of you oh, what are you reading? Oh, that sounds like fun. I'm gonna go now. And then she's just gonna sort of go into the next person.
It asks the exact same question.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no. So, and then I was going to put some balsamic vinegar over it, or no, maybe not balsamic. I'll think of something. I'll make us a nice little salad and stuff. It's good in this hot, humid weather. Salad is very good.
It is dry and cool in here, specifically for the
Upstairs.
sake of the
I
scrolls.
assume we eat outside.
Sure.
I don't know.
Happy for there to be climate control here. It's all good.
It's got one of those things when you come down, it just blows the
aircon turns on
yeah.
way down. You know.
All right. So is it 2 or 3? What's the plan here?
We'll stick with 2.
2. Awesome. So what I'll do now is anybody that wants to investigate, can you please roll me then 2 investigation checks as you spend your days finding.
I've done 1. For my second investigation, I want to search for something that relates to the first group of the ring holders.
The first circle of the 7.
Yep.
Let's see what we've got.
Malkis, if you weren't playing with your sword so damn much, you might have rolled higher.
That's true.
Dave, you're rolling privately, by the way. I don't know if you want to do that or not.
Has anyone else noticed when we go to sleep the cuddling? There's a lot of cuddling going on with Malkis and his sword. Well,
I can't risk letting her
I mean,
loose.
it makes sense now, knowing that she's a she. You know, it's just.
No, but she's still around right now.
Anyway.
I look around. Is she around, Robert?
She went for a nap. Remember, she went back into the sword. It takes her energy to appear, which you knew from
like a genie.
Her not just always being next to you at every moment of every waking day.
Not at the moment. Not at the moment.
You just see like a hand, like a spectral hand, like giving bunny ears from the back. Also, let's start at the top and work our way down. So we've got, Flint. Oh, those are some good rolls. Very nice.
Flint got really good rolls.
Yeah, did you get a nat 20?
Natty 20.
One? So what was the first thing that you were looking to find?
The circle. I'm looking for the circles.
Looking for the circle.
In the Feywild.
Oh, everyone.
Or any other location.
Get their notebooks ready because Flint will not take the notes.
I probably will this time.
You find mention of a period of history in which there was open travel between the sort of regular plane and its mirror in the Feywild. And in that time, there was an agreement between the Court of Summer and the Court of Winter to keep on their behalf a sort of site of power to keep it safe and to hide it from those who would seek to misuse it. And as you investigate the maps from your space here, you realize that the only place that it could match from where it is now and from your understanding of the landmarks is in Yon.
In Yon.
Which was sort of the third segment of Prismere, which is beyond the veil of mist that encircles you currently. The whole, like, every segment of this realm is pretty much just like covered by an impassable fog.
Someone's turned up the fog of war settings too high.
Yeah, it's impenetrable. It's like a fortress wall, and you find out more about that too. That apparently that was magic that was put in by the Coven. There's even knowledge of recent times available in the space. And it seems that has been something that was more recently enforced.
Nice.
You find some other cryptic hints towards the exact location, but without being in the Yon, it's hard to figure it out. But when you get there, you feel confident that you'll be able to navigate your way towards it. Your second roll, you did roll another one, hey?
I think I got 9 for it, so it wasn't as high.
And what was that? The previous group?
Yep, the first 7.
Yeah, in sort of as you kept reading, you found like this group that came over in this convoy. You begin to recognize knowledge of them going across many of the writings. You notice again there was 7 of them in that space, and there was a time of great prosperity that surrounded them, and then the next instance of it you find is just their abolishment, their presence no longer being established, and there unfortunately wasn't much to fill in the gap in between.
Okay.
The difference between a nat 20 and a 9.
Yeah.
Next up, Dave, we have... Okay, so I'll get to your rolls. Did you do animal handling checks?
Yeah, I sent the snake off to look for everything.
Oh, cool.
so-
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll take those. Those are good.
That's cool.
All right, so Rafe with a 4, what were you investigating? You're muted, I think.
Other realms and travel between them.
Nice. Was there a second roll from you?
There
The
was
6. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, that's double bad.
I found nothing on day 1 and nothing on day 2.
Got a paper cut.
So, you find reference
Sorry,
of
2 days of the Peter Griffin. Oh.
you find something that's interesting to you, and it's only that there are not mentions of much of this sort of planes and sort of ways to travel beyond your reality as you would have imagined. From discussing with the other people, you get the sort of gist that there is this Feywild, and the inverse of that is the reality that you sort of just came into. But there wasn't much of a belief that there was more, right? It was almost just like the what is it that kids on bikes show that everybody watched? Stranger Things. So it's like, you know how there's like the under, like they had those like.
Show.
Well,
I knew what you
exactly
meant.
what it is.
I knew you meant, brother.
Yeah, so there's like the both sides of it. It's basically just like one half of the other side of the spectrum, but you only get mentions of like galaxy, universe. The physical space itself seems to be the same. There doesn't seem to be BMX Bandits, very good. There doesn't seem to be mention of other realities in the same way that you might have expected. Nothing leads you to see evidence of that.
Ow.
That's all you're going to get on the 4 out of 6. All right, next up in our order of operations, we've got Rafe done. Malkis, that's an 11 and somehow what is it? Unnatural 1? What was that roll? Oh,
Natural 2.
2 minus 1.
The minus 1.
That's
Yep.
amazing. With the 11, you find mention of, funnily enough, as you're looking, you find a skeletal snake busy rifling through the pages in a book. And as you approach, the book drops and the snake scurries further into the stacks. And you pick up the book, and it has references to beings that are dead, being reincarnated into objects as a method of prolonging life, or to trap beings of power away from being able to do harm. And that's sort of the gist of the background knowledge that you find on that. It has happened in the past, and usually it wasn't oh great, like let's put the person we love so much into a big sword. Next up, we've got Hector. Is that a 19? What was your?
So I rolled a 17 and a 19.
Oh, very good. So, so your first investigation was around what again?
First one was around immortality.
Yes, great. As all these books are being shared, you find the same book that has been passed over by the snake, as well as your friend with the sword now, Malkis, and you read a separate part of it from your lens. You begin to understand that maybe it doesn't have to be an inanimate object. And that's sort of the gist you get from your first day of investigating.
Okay.
And what was your second day?
Any kind of weird alchemy shit that happens in the Feywild, and how I can learn it.
You find a book of that's like what is it? Magical brews and where to grind them is a field alchemist's guide to brewing in the Feywild. Because it's hard to give you the exact bits and pieces, what I will do is it'll give you a +1 to any alchemy checks you make going forward in the Feywild. So
Awesome.
you can keep that one as a magical item if you'd like.
Thank you.
And then we get, I think, is that the... Here we go. We've got harm now at the bottom there. So yeah, with that 17, your snake is very studious. It brings back, as it winds its way back in between your sort of forearm bones, its head resting again on your wrist. You feel its memories and its experiences flowing back into you as you see mention of many beings of great power that have existed throughout history. It was almost a study on these creatures. A lot of them were they were chasing power for the sake of power, and did a lot of things in order to get there. And usually the closer they got to power, the closer their physical form began to deteriorate from the magic. And a lot of them ended up sort of finding their self into an undeath. The book specifically called it lich, becoming a lich. The term was sort of primarily used to describe a being that had lost its flesh and truly transcended beyond sort of its immediate physical form. There were other mentions of magics that you didn't quite understand, but from what you could gather, liches had ways of enacting their will, even their bony body being destroyed and finding themselves back into the sort of physical world again, even past their initial death. They were able to sort of give themselves second chances, which is a thing of interest, I think, for someone who believes in death's permanence, I think, a lot of the time.
I just, as it settles its head and I feel that coming back in, I just slide the glove back up.
Nice. We didn't miss anyone, did we?
You missed Finry. Poor Finry.
Finry was trying to look at the books, wasn't he?
He was looking at the books. Yes, he was trying to learn about what an Anubis is.
That's right.
Why an Anubis would, have one of his followers lose their flesh, and if there was anything that could help to stop that from happening.
So, what was your rolls?
I rolled a 12 and a 23.
So the 12, you figure out that an Anubis is either a dogman or a great being that presumes over life and death.
So
at this point, pretty much, equal chances.
50-50.
Yeah.
I'm going to write down dogman. Anubis equals dogman. Yep.
Feel free to write that down, brother.
And then upon your second day, which was more, again, specifically around like flesh decay and, is there a way to help people, like the actual skin conditions and things around that, you find a few different references to it. The first one of which is that flesh decaying is usually a sign of death. It seems directly correlated with a phase of being not alive anymore. That is sort of a concrete realization that you come to. So far, Harm doesn't seem to be dead yet, which is kind of strange because the book said that he should be. So that's kind of cool. And then otherwise, you do read that there are magics that would cause flesh to disappear. Again, most of them not good. But you do hear that some beings in history, much like Harm read, actually saw it as a good thing, being able to, being so powerful that they had no need for their flesh anymore for that to make sense. But then looking at ways to solve for the flesh with a 23, you pick up a sort of just normal like healer's guide book, and it basically states that if there is an infection, make sure to remove the source of the infection before trying to treat the wound any further. And you like find yourself quite caught by that, realizing you're not sure what the infection is that is being currently sort of affecting our poor friend Harm.
I will message Robin and Robin only what I just wrote down.
Leeches and maggots. That's how we'll deal with it. And
definitely try and do that while I'm asleep, because I definitely won't wake up and hurt you. So it's fine.
No. What you have to do is you have to drill a hole into the head to let the fluid leak out.
So because everybody, I think for those on stream, we've had a bit of a long week in real life. We're probably going to cut it short tonight as far as the stream's concerned. I really wanted to just get through that. I think it's a lot for us to ponder on and to think about for the next week. But that'll be probably it for tonight as we wrap up and we prepare for next week as we delve further into the outside world now that their 2 days are over.
Just within those 2 days, I assume we get a long rest in there somewhere.
Yes, you're all good.
While everyone's between reading and things, I just want to use some bits and things lying around and create a small mechanical cow that you can wind up, and it just kind of makes some moo sounds and slowly walks around.
Oh. Does it
That's so cool.
explode at the end?
You've got that +1 in there, and every once in a while, I will give you advantage actually, because the voice in your head continues to give you pointers the entire time. Just like every time you're gonna do something, it's like, are you sure you want to do it? No, I wouldn't if I was you. And it just sort of, it just continues to chime in.
I don't know how to roll for it. It's just a feature.
You can make a
roll for cow. Roll for
That's
cow.
fine.
Roll
It
for
succeeds
cow.
in
It
the extent
succeeds.
at which you wanted to.
Cool cow running around.
It's awesome. The group mascot. And
Right.
I won't give anything away, but Fenry, that is incredible.
What?
The thing you messaged me on Slack.
Yes.
Yeah, brilliant. So, yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed their foray into the realm of knowledge. Found a little bit more to sink your teeth into in this this topsy-turvy world.
When
I'm
you find
still-
out how much time will have passed.
Hey guys,
When
I don't know
you-
about you, but we've been down here for a long time. I think we should go.
Finry is just upset that he got blocked. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If it's any consolation, she seems to be cheery as ever and continues to just very happily flitter around, jingling and jangling through the sort of columns of books as you all sort of hang out. And to your question there, Mark, about when will you find out? the moment you find yourself back in the normal realm.
Oh dear.
Oh shit!
Look forward to finding out what that's like.
Longer than 60 seconds.
Cars and aeroplanes and skyscrapers. And...
Yeah.
The Feywild has honestly just been such a cool setting. It's been really fun to run.
It's
I hope you
interesting.
guys are finding the little bit of insanity that's sort of sprinkled in this place.
It's good chaos.
I love
That's
it.
good.
I love chaos. I love my chaos.
we have to remember that Mr. Taliver owes us.
Ah, he does.
Mm.
He does. He definitely does.
Because of the law of reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Dress
Or
The law of
gift giving,
reciprocating
bitch.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you all anyway for watching. It's been a pleasure to be your entertainment for this evening. And we shall see everyone next week. And don't forget about the shirt. That'll be super exciting. Can't wait to give away our
Hell
first
yeah.
one. Thanks
I want
again,
a
Aeon
shirt.
Craft.
Woo!
Absolutely.
And,
Thank you.
Thanks all of you for our first hype train. That was
Oh my god, that
pretty
was
cool.
amazing.
Hype
that-
train.
That escalated quickly.
Dan got on board the hype train real
I think
fast.
Dan got a
I
little
was-
bit
I
carried
was
away.
Very hype. I was very hype.
Like, here's level 1. We're at level 5.
Max hypes.
Choo choo.
So yeah, and just a quick reminder again about the Starlight Children's Foundation. One of our 2 main events for the year. We really want to help both this one and Beyond Blue. So if you feel you can, please go ahead and give generously. Helping sick children seems to be a pretty noble thing to do. So I hope you all find it something that inspires you as well.
That's why I'm helping Harm as much as I can.
Yeah.
He's a sick child.
Good. And yeah, Discord, come chat. Let's hang out. Lots of cool stuff.
We are going to raid someone. So just
Oh,
think
who
about
are raiding?
it. We're going to raid Ardent Roleplay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
I
It's
have
not-
heard of them. I have heard of them.
It's
I
not.
have
It's no
not.
cow, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they do some really cool stuff. They built some kit which is, I think, doing augmented reality tabletop games.
Oh, that sounds pretty sweet.
Damn.
That sounds
Yeah.
pretty
Cool.
cool.
Magic cards come to life and stuff, I think.
Oh,
That's very cool.
Oh,
That is
That's
awesome.
it's
incredible.
one step away from like the holodecks from Yu-Gi-Oh.
oh.
Fuck yes.
Once we get there, it'll be fantastic. We're just all waiting.
I believe in the heart of the card.
So, yeah.
good.
All right.
Sweet
Well,
as.
we'll go and raid that now and
See you all later.
take care, everyone. See
Bye.
you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.